When I first met Emily, I really thought I hit the jackpot. She was funny, smart, had this wild laugh that made everyone around her smile, and honestly, I felt lucky just being next to her. We met at a friend's game night and clicked like we'd known each other for years. You know that feeling when it just fits? That's what it felt like. Our first few months were a dream. Late night drives, inside jokes, and weekend breakfasts in bed. I'd never had something so real, so easy. And yeah, I pictured a future. I thought this was the person I'd build a life with. My friends said we were that couple goals type. Her family loved me. My mom even started calling her daughter-in-law, half-jokingly. Everything felt right. But looking back, I realize now that was the calm before the storm, the part of the story where the audience feels safe, before the floor falls out. And man, I didn't see it coming. This is where the emotional tension builds. It's still in pure voiceover tone, simple and human, with that Reddit-style realism to keep listeners hooked. A few months in, things started to shift. Nothing dramatic at first, just little things. She started guarding her phone more, turning it face down at dinner, saying she was tired when I asked her to hang out, canceling plans more often, saying she had girls' nights or work stuff, and I wanted to believe her. I really did, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel off. There were too many weird moments, like the time I saw a message flash on her screen, just a guy's name I didn't recognize. When I asked, she said he was just someone from work, but her voice got real tight. Her eyes didn't meet mine. It's weird how your gut knows something's wrong before your brain catches up. I started feeling anxious all the time. I'd hear her laugh from another room and wonder who she was texting. I'd lie awake at night, asking myself if I was overthinking, or just scared to face the truth. The girl who used to share everything with me now felt like a stranger, and I hated it. I hated that I still loved her, even when something inside me said I shouldn't. But I wasn't ready to walk away. Not yet. It all came crashing down one rainy Friday night. Emily said she was going out with her coworkers. I didn't question it, even though a part of me already knew. I just said, "Have fun," and watched her leave, dressed like she was heading to a fancy date, not a casual work hangout. Something inside me snapped. I couldn't shake the feeling, so I did something I never thought I'd do. I drove to the spot where she said they were meeting, this little wine bar downtown, and there she was, not with coworkers, not even close. She was sitting across from a guy I'd never seen before, leaning in, smiling, touching his hand. And when he reached across the table to kiss her, my stomach dropped. I didn't make a scene. I didn't storm in or throw a fit. I just watched and took a picture. It felt like my chest was being crushed, like every memory we shared was being rewritten in real time. I drove home in silence. No music, no anger, just numb. Later that night, when she came in like nothing had happened, I didn't say a word. I let her crawl into bed next to me and fall asleep, while I just laid there, wide awake, wondering how the person I trusted most could lie so easily. And that's when I decided I wasn't going to yell. I wasn't going to beg. I was going to let her feel what betrayal really looks like. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal itself. It wasn't even the shock of seeing her with another guy. It was the waiting, the silence, the calm before the storm. I could have confronted her right then and there. I could have thrown her stuff out the window, yelled at her, and demanded an explanation. But I didn't. I chose silence, strategic silence. I let her think everything was fine. I kept being the boyfriend she thought I was, loving, supportive, trusting. But all the while, I was preparing. I didn't want a messy confrontation. I wanted something cleaner, something that would make her regret everything without me lifting a finger. I started gathering everything. The texts, the pictures, the receipts from her work dinners that didn't add up. It was all there, right in front of me. The plan was simple. I would expose the truth at the right moment, in the right way, to the people who mattered most to her, not in some angry outburst, but in a way that would make her look like the villain without me needing to say a word. In the meantime, I carried on like nothing was wrong. It's strange how people think silence means weakness, but sometimes silence is power. I could see it in her face. She had no idea what was coming, and honestly, it felt kind of satisfying knowing I was the one in control. The moment of truth came a week later. I had everything, every screenshot, every message, every bit of proof that showed who she really was. It was time. I invited Emily's closest friends over for a casual dinner. She wasn't suspicious, still thinking everything was normal. We had the wine, we had the food, and we had the perfect setting for what was about to unfold. Then, I shared the evidence. I didn't need to shout. I didn't need to make a scene. I just handed over my phone and let her friends read the messages between her and the guy she'd been seeing behind my back. The guilt was written all over her face as they read. I saw the moment her world began to crumble. The betrayal hit her like a ton of bricks. And the best part? It wasn't me doing the yelling. Her own friends turned on her. They felt betrayed too, because they had been there for her through everything, and now they saw her for what she really was. I stayed calm through the whole thing. I didn't even look at her. I just let the reality of her actions settle in. She tried to apologize, but it was too late. No words could fix what she'd done. When everything was over, I walked away with my head held high. I didn't need to say anything else. She had exposed herself, and her life was falling apart because of her own choices. It felt strangely satisfying, but not in the way I expected. It wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about moving on, knowing that I deserved so much more than that. I learned something important from all this. Karma's got a way of making things right. I walked away from the wreckage stronger than ever, and she was left with nothing but the consequences of her lies. And the best part? I never had to say a word. I let her life crumble, all because of her own choices.